Hello everyone, welcome back to The Media Couple. I'm Rory.
And I'm Sophie.
Where we break down the latest in film, TV and entertainment from an insider's perspective.
Yes, and today we have a great show. We are talking about Bonnie Blue, the recent Channel 4 documentary that came out about her, 1,000 Men and Me, the Bonnie Blue story. Then we are diving deep into a new AI movie star called Tilly Norwood. And finally, we are ending on a, as ever, Rotten Tomatoes game. This time, the theme is AI. So stick around for that at the end of the show. It's going to be a good one. But
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we've got today. So I think you're the one who's been looking into this. I mean, we both watched the documentary, The 1,000 Men and Me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got some thoughts, got some feelings, got some concerns, shall we say?
Absolutely. There's lots of interesting things to talk about around this documentary. And for context, anyone who hasn't heard of Bonnie Blue, obviously she became famous by sleeping with what she calls barely legal young men. So that was kind of like her rise to notoriety, her rise to fame was by sleeping with these barely legal men. Basically,
filming it.
Basically uni students and putting it up on OnlyFans. Now, that's not the only reason she rose to popularity. Hence the title of the documentary, 1,000 Men and Me. She recorded herself having sex with 1,000 men in a single day.
Yeah.
Right. So the documentary is sort of like, it's an obs doc. Sort of follows her around. The director's there following her around as she's trying to, I think it starts, doesn't it, with the 1,000 Men and Me moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's quite near the beginning of the film, isn't it?
It's an hour-long documentary and it took a while to get into anything of any substance, really.
Yeah.
It was... it was an interesting one. I didn't love it. We both sat there and we were both a little bit bored halfway through it, considering you're talking about somebody who's arguably one of the most, I think, interesting people right now.
Absolutely.
Because she's managing to be quite provocative in every sense of the word.
Absolutely.
And there's definitely some stuff there that's going on. The documentary was surprisingly, I think, lacked substance.
Yeah. Which is a real shame because, like you say, it's such a great story.
Yeah.
You know, for anyone who'd be interested, like if she gave you the access, which, she gave this film director, you'd be loving it. You'd be chomping at the bit to, go in there and really examine the psyche of what's behind Bonnie Blue. The documentary has come under a bit of criticism for the, people feel that the director didn't challenge her enough on her views and, the reasoning behind going to these extreme levels of porn and why she's doing it.
Yeah, but I felt that the reason that she probably wasn't challenging her enough is because she didn't fully understand why people would react that way and why people felt the need for her to be challenged.
Yeah.
Like in the way, like everything that we found out about Bonnie Blue in that documentary wasn't really anything that was new to me.
Completely agree. Yeah.
The only thing that I felt was kind of new was, your family's all on your payroll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was quite interesting. And then it's kind of like, you cut to the mum and she's like, I'm fully supportive of Bonnie. Yeah. And then later on we're like, okay, because you're on the payroll. Fine. Okay.
It definitely felt like it was a bit too friendly to Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
And I think that was because maybe they thought that the audience and like her of some sort. And like, I'm not saying that I just think... It was just a weird way to come at it of, my 15-year-old daughter is interested in this. And so, or not interested in it, but, has been talking about this. And then I looked into it and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to do a deep dive on this. I'm like, the fact that you didn't know who Bonnie Blue was before this makes me feel like you probably aren't the right person to be talking about this.
You probably weren't the best director to go in there and investigate it.
Because she doesn't know the context of what's happened with Bonnie Blue, why people are engaging with her, Bonnie Blue has been likened as the female version of Andrew Tate in some
exactly.
circles.
She's very polarizing.
Exactly. And the fact that this director didn't know about her beforehand, I'm like, well, where have you been?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
I feel like that's the thing. You could definitely feel that there wasn't a lot of, I don't know if it's because the director wasn't on screen and, it wasn't like a presenter-led doc, which maybe might have helped because you could have seen the dynamic of hers and Bonnie's relationship grow throughout the program.
Yeah.
But it felt like we only just got surface level. We got all the answers that everyone knows anyway. It's all the stuff that Bonnie's put out there in the press. Why did we need an hour-long documentary that went on terrestrial television?
It felt like Bonnie Blue was so media trained. It was like, what was the point of this documentary?
She had an answer to every single thing.
And the wall was up, and there was no way that this woman, this director, was going to break her down. And also that's probably another thing. Like that connection as an audience member, we probably didn't feel it because I never got to see what this woman looks like.
Yeah.
And I just heard her and I was like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm hearing your voice throughout this. And you're saying that the reason that this documentary even exists is because you're interested in the exploration of it.
Yeah.
But your interest in it doesn't equal my interest in it. Your daughter is not my daughter.
It's almost, I totally get, like, you haven't got a stake in it at the moment because it's like, well, you've been brought into this film because your daughter's consuming Bonnie's content and seeing it.
You're not even interested in this because you haven't even seen this online.
It's very interesting.
It's like you're interested in this by proxy because your daughter's interested in it, which is fine. But like, that doesn't speak to me as somebody who's interested in this story because I'm interested in the story for myself.
I get what you mean. And sometimes as well, right? It's like, Bonnie Blue is a polarizing character, but sometimes we need to be like invested in her story, and a presenter-led documentarian can do that for us, right?
Yeah.
It's like, had Stacey Dooley been given this brief, I think she would have approached it very differently.
I totally agree.
Do you see what I mean? Like, she's a presenter-led doc. You're invested in her anyway. And it's a bit like, when Louis's done his documentaries on porn, which he's done with porn stars, because he spends so much time with them and we see that character development happening on screen, he almost befriends them. And then there's like this trusting circle.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, well, like you start to find out things that, we don't necessarily know. Like, oh, no, I do it because I just need the money, or like, I am unhappy in that moment. Or, we actually start to find interesting things out about the characters.
Yeah.
Whereas on this one, it was kind of like, the director's narrating it, but who is the director?
Yeah, I didn't love that about it. I just felt it was a little bit like you're either in it or you're not. And I get that that style has been done before where people narrate over it. But I just think I don't know who this director is. I don't know. I've never heard of them before. I've not seen loads of their stuff before. The first time I'm interacting with this documentary is through her lens, and I don't even get the privilege of seeing who she is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And understanding what makes the director want to do this.
Yeah.
I just feel a little bit like, was there a reason why you didn't put yourself in the film?
Yeah.
Is it because you didn't want to be associated with Bonnie Blue?
Well,
that's where I was going with my brain. Whether that's true or not, we'll never know. But that's how it came across.
It's very interesting, and it's something I was going to ask you about next. So advertisers, when the show went out, obviously on terrestrial TV and in its slot, advertisers that were originally there, including Visa, the car payment company, Corsten Press, and Smirnoff, have now basically all asked for their ads not to be played while that show is on. Right? So they're like, we don't want to be associated with it. We want it to be completely removed. We want our brands to have no association to the programming. And equally, Channel 4 have come under pressure, right? They've come under pressure. And Baroness Burton, right, has said that Channel 4, that she is surprised at the lack of judgment by, displaying quite explicit sexual content on terrestrial television.
Well, I think that's the next part that we haven't even talked about, right? Is how explicit this documentary was. And which again makes this whole director not putting her face in the film feel inauthentic to me, because it's like you're willing to show off Bonnie Blue and all these people in such an explicit, vulnerable state, whether or not they choose to put themselves on screen or not. But then you're asking us to come into your world, believe you and trust your judgment,
but you're not in it,
guiding this documentary, but you're refusing to put your own body in there and your own face in there.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm like, you want me to connect with you, which is why you're putting your voice in it.
Yeah.
But then you're not letting me connect with you because you don't want to be on screen. It didn't make sense. And I think that was also a barrier for me to really get into believing the narrative that this documentarian wanted to take. It's like, I can't believe your narrative because I don't trust you right now.
Yeah. I think about the documentary that the YouTuber did on Lilly Phillips. Do you remember that one? That was a straight to YouTube doc.
That was Josh Pieters,
Josh
wasn't
Pieters,
it?
yeah. But do you know what was interesting about it?
He was in it.
He was in it. He put his face in it. And do you remember the scene where Lilly cried?
Yeah.
She was actually quite emotional. She was quite upset for various reasons, but it made me connect to the story more, right? And it had like nowhere near the cost, obviously nowhere the backing of, a broadcaster like Channel 4. But that just goes to show that if you put yourself in it, the audience will be invested.
Yeah, but also Josh Pieters is a YouTuber in his own right? He has his own base, he has his own fans, he has his own channel, he's been online. He knows this world like the back of his hand, right? And you felt that. You felt that he understood the online world. I didn't feel like this documentarian or Channel 4 understood the online world, to be completely frank. The Lilly Phillips, Josh Pieters.
Yeah.
Oh God. Sorry, not Josh, not Lilly. They're not married. But the Lilly Phillips documentary, arguably, yes, it wasn't as polished.
No.
But it was, in my opinion, the story was better.
It was more raw, I thought.
The story was
more
much
emotional.
stronger.
Yeah.
This felt like, Bonnie Blue's trending. Mm-hmm. But everyone's talking about Bonnie Blue and look at this thing that she's done. Let's go make a documentary about her.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, we need to actually explore this and like really create and try and understand this. It was like, no, we can capitalize off of Bonnie Blue's marketability.
Yeah.
Or
and be seen as like more current and like more on the
edgy,
edge. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is something that historically the broadcaster, lately, that's the type of content they're pursuing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how that came across, because then it was like, you've made a documentary that actually doesn't really go far.
It doesn't go deep enough,
in doing anything of real substance, in my opinion. And your director is half in, half out of the story.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so it feels like they kind of went, let's dip our toes in, but not go the whole way.
Absolutely. And it felt
shows.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like there's two major, like, the exciting sort of moments, or like the shocking moments in it, should I say. Channel 4 show the bit with where she's had sex with 1,000 men in the room, the aftermath of it, they show.
Yeah.
So it is very explicit. Obviously, the room is filled with condoms, and it's sort of the aftermath of Bonnie experiencing that. So that was one like, okay, this is quite shocking. This is quite extreme to see on terrestrial TV.
But it just didn't do anything about that. It was like, here's the really shocking scene, moving on.
Yeah. And then it's kind of like, that's the moment where I was kind of like, well, you've got to ask her how she's feeling. She's just set this record, but it was kind of just like, how you feeling? Yeah, good. It's like, that's not enough. We need more than that. We need to extract more from her.
It felt too much like a marketing tool for Bonnie.
Yeah.
It felt because she was too good.
Yeah.
Because she
was...
Too
media trained, as you said.
Too media trained and too good at keeping the wall and the, space between her reality and what she wants to project to the world. It basically meant that this whole thing, no matter which way you came at it, or at least the way that the team came at it, was going to end up being a marketing piece for her, which is exactly why she probably agreed to do it in the first place.
I was going to say, yeah.
And then also, which is why all these brands are going, we don't want to be associated with that. If the documentary had been more tough, had created vulnerable and had gone deeper in terms of exploring the subtext of this and not making it almost gratuitous in how you were, like the visuals, it felt a little bit glorifying her.
Well, this is the interesting thing. It's also come under scrutiny from places for glamorizing the extreme side of porn, right?
Exactly.
Because, and
I can understand why the advertisers were like, no, we don't want to be a part of that, because that's essentially, because the documentary didn't go far enough, it just works as glamorizing Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
And so the advertisers are like, no, we don't want to be associated with glamorizing Bonnie Blue, which is fair enough. It's like, if you're going to go into the element, the stage of Bonnie Blue, you need to make sure that you're going into that world with your eyes wide open and that you're fully aware. Like, of what you're making.
I totally get that. Can I just say, the moments of the documentary that I actually found interesting was, I felt like the scene with her mum was, 2 minutes long? It was just like, here's my mum. She fully supports what I do and she's on the payroll. Okay, cheers. Yeah. What are we doing here? No, let's actually talk to her mum. Let's get to know her a bit, examine that side of it. Yeah. And also, I actually found the bit where OnlyFans banned her.
More
I thought that was
interesting.
really interesting part
I know,
of the story.
we didn't talk to OnlyFans.
No, we didn't. Why? We should have gone straight to OnlyFans, talk to them, like find out what's behind it. And like, I would have loved to hear their perspective.
And
I mean,
her
at the end of the
husband?
day, her husband as well. Yeah. Like didn't interview him. It's like,
Well, they did, but then it was like, oh, and now they're going through divorce. It's like, what?
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
A minute ago, he was saying how she's changed the face of porn, and
Yeah.
now they're divorcing. And hang on, what?
Yeah.
Like, surely that's going to have an impact on her.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, let's hear from him in the doc. Let's get another opinion.
I don't know.
And obviously they had her manager in it a lot who was just like, yeah, she's great. And she just does everything and it's amazing.
Who loves Andrew Tate?
Yes, who loves Andrew Tate.
I'm like, oh, great. And they just brushed, also where they decided to end it, I'm going to go be interviewed by Andrew Tate. I'm like, this is where you're choosing to end your documentary?
Yeah.
Like, what, you choosing now to stop giving this woman and this man oxygen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, we've been doing this for the past hour. Why now are you like, oh, now I feel like it might be a step too far? It's like, was it not a step too far when all those condoms were all over the floor and you were filming this girl who was basically naked? Like, was that not too, it just didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I feel like Channel 4 lately have been making these kinds of shows that are supposed to push the edge.
Push the boundaries.
But they're just, I feel like they're missing the mark because they're just pushing the boundaries, but not in a way that's actually deep enough for us to sit there and go, yeah, I see your point. It's like they're trying to be safe and work within a safe environment. And I don't understand why.
Yeah, no, I understand what you mean. Absolutely.
It's a shame really, because I think there is a space for a Bonnie Boo.
I knew that'd happen.
Yeah. It's a shame because I think there is a space for a Bonnie Blue documentary, but I just don't think this was the one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it missed the mark on something that, I mean, after we finished it, you said that was really boring, and for such an exciting story and like an exciting protagonist, like what she is.
And I don't mean exciting in like a necessarily positive way. I mean, just somebody who's interesting.
Yeah, like she's a power. She, like, say what you will, but she's a powerful like character.
And there was so much that you could talk about with how her marketing and the world, what she's doing, and how it plays into the viral culture that we're seeing. And where is this going to go? Are you just going to have to make more and more extreme content in order to get people in?
Where does it stop? And
and at what point do the platforms stop allowing this? Where's the line? There's so many avenues that they could have gone down that I feel like were just skimmed over.
You see, that's what I would have loved. It's like, why didn't they set up a piece where Bonnie called OnlyFans or was like, I demand a meeting. I'm one of your biggest content creators in the UK. Yeah. Like, you're banning my content.
Yeah.
Like,
but there wasn't even,
I want to explore that. Like,
where was the statement from OnlyFans? At the end of the documentary, where was the statement of like, we have made this decision, we put these questions to OnlyFans about why they were doing this and why they were banning this kind of content. It's just, there was just a lot they could have done that they didn't do. And it's a shame because
you walked away from it being like, I've learned nothing new.
And all I've seen is really gruesome or, really quite...
Well, you've just seen very explicit
content.
Scenes. Yeah, and content.
Yeah.
And you've just been like, great.
All you've done is basically make a marketing piece for Bonnie Blue.
It also just feels a little bit like Channel 4's direction lately is all about virality. It's just it's just like, well, it doesn't matter, we'll start with the condom scene and like all that, like, God, that's really explicit. Great. That's in the viewer's head. We can cut that down. Great.
They're making documentaries for social media.
Exactly. Which is this. Yeah. I mean, we've spoken about that so many times before. And then ending on I'm going to go have an interview with Andrew Tate. It's like, great.
I know. It just was one of those things where I was like, oh, this is just not what it should have been. No. And I was actually a bit disappointed.
Well, there we go. Who knows? Will someone else get the chance to do a documentary with Bonnie Blue and set it right?
I think Stacey Dooley would have killed it.
You see, that's for me. I feel like Stacey Dooley or even Louis Theroux, like, a presenter like that who would have spent time with her.
Or Olivia Attwood.
Even Olivia Attwood. Like, that could have been really interesting. Yeah. Like, glamour model, like her perspective on things. Yeah.
Or like, Lily Phillips.
Really, yeah.
What if you got Lily Phillips to do a documentary on Bonnie Blue?
I mean, yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah.
Right.
But then like, I feel like what you said about Josh Pieters is really like it makes a lot of sense. This guy is a YouTuber. Like, he knows all about the online world and content. Why did she feel like she could open up and cry in front of him? What, why did she feel vulnerable around him?
Well, I think they're also probably two different people, but at the same, I get what you're saying.
No, of course, I get what you mean. Different personalities, but still like similar things. They both do like similar types of things, and it's just a very interesting perspective. But then because he was in it, I trusted it more. I trusted the story more. I found it more enjoyable watching someone go through that and learn. But anyways, moving on. So we've got, which you mentioned at the start, Tilly Norwood is coming to our screens potentially.
I know, Tilly Norwood. So tell us about Tilly Norwood.
Well, a production company called Particle 6 have created an AI movie star. Now, the company envision her rivaling Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman. Just going to let that.
Interesting references.
Yeah, interesting that they picked those two, I thought.
Yeah,
interesting.
Very interesting references.
I mean, the main thing I'm thinking is, so they've sort of released her, they've built up a profile around her, but the idea behind the company is that, we've built this AI star that we can grow online. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't eat, she has no contract. We can do whatever we want with her, basically. Yeah. She's like we market her, she can be in all the films, like we don't pay her.
Well, they pay the production company.
They pay the production.
Who runs her.
Exactly. Yeah. But I mean, what this raises the question to me is this the future?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think it's really interesting. I mean, when we first saw her, she's got I think 2,000 followers on Instagram. We literally saw her because we saw an article about how this is Europe's first AI movie star, and they're creating, I think it's a comedy series with her.
Yeah, they've done like a little sketch show, which is just on their Instagram, I think, at the moment. That's where we saw it anyway.
Which is interesting, but I think the concept is a bit flawed, right? And this is why.
Interesting. Yep.
So, okay, yes, you've got an AI movie star. Obviously, every studio, every production company, every brand, every business is going to go, this is perfect. We've got somebody who will do whatever we want, who will say exactly what we want them to say.
They'll do press. There'll be no hair and makeup. There'll be no faff. There'll be nothing.
We don't have to worry about them having an off day. We don't have to worry about them being sick or late.
Paying them.
Or,
paying their agents.
Exactly. There's not going to be any real negotiations with like any other projects or things that they don't want to do. We can probably own everything they do, own everything they say. Of course, a dream scenario.
For a studio, you're like, yes.
Why wouldn't you say yes?
Yeah.
And the problem, I think, is that people won't be interested in an AI movie star.
Okay.
Now, I don't mean this in the sense that people won't go and watch an AI movie star's film, right? I'm sure they will. They'll make this AI Tilly Norwood look perfect, look exactly how we see movie stars today.
Yeah.
But what makes movie stars are the things that they do outside of the films.
Yes. Okay.
Right? You look at Zendaya and Tom Holland and those two. Those two are peak movie stars, I would say.
Yeah.
Right? Height of their career right now. It's because they're together. It's because of their real interactions. It's the Zendaya in the car dancing to Beyonce.
Yes.
It's Tom Holland dropping spoilers for Spider-Man accidentally. The human moments during the press tours, the things that are real, that make them interesting people for us.
That's what gets them fans.
That's what gets them fans, not the movies they're in.
Yeah.
Yes, the movies gives them a platform to be seen, but then people go, oh, they're a great actor. What are they like as a person?
Yeah, ultimately you buy into the person.
Exactly, which is why personal branding, which is why they have PR teams, which is why they have all these people around them to help them with their personal brand and how they're positioned to the world, right? The problem I think that studios are going to face with AI movie stars is that everything that they do in the real world is going to be manufactured, and everyone's going to know that it's manufactured. Everyone's going to know that a marketing director sat there and went, we want Tilly Norwood to now accidentally drop a spoiler.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not going to be an accidental spoiler drop. It's going to be a real Like, we've planned this.
Yeah. And like you say, people will know it because there is no unpredictability.
Yes, there's no unpredictability with AI because everything has to be
scripted,
prompted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Prompted, yeah.
Exactly. So then you've got this element of like, well, where's the authenticity in AI? Because, tabloids, what are they going to talk about? Oh, this AI is perfect.
No, she said nothing wrong again.
She did everything right. Like there's only so much that you can be the perfect darling of the movie industry before you become boring.
There
absolutely has to be an element of, and then what I think is going to happen, right? So you're going to have this AI movie star who's going to be created, because it will happen. I have no doubt.
100%.
I have no doubt it will happen.
In a few years, she'll be everywhere.
Exactly.
Guaranteed.
Well, not necessarily Tilly, but someone someone like that. This will definitely happen. But people won't be interested in Tilly. People will be interested in the person behind Tilly.
Yeah.
Right? In the same way like Duolingo. Right? And on TikTok, everyone was like, who runs the Duolingo account?
Yeah.
Who's created the Duolingo owl?
Yeah.
Like, we need to know who that person is. Yes, Duolingo, the owl, is iconic, of course, but we all know it's an owl, and we all know that the social media account is ran by a real human being.
Yeah.
And the person behind that is actually more interesting because they're the human.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think this is going to shift to. And it's going to be, you're just going to be making different people famous. You're going to still have the same problem.
Yeah.
You can't get away from...
Because the issue I think that they'll run into is human beings are interesting. And we're interesting because we're unpredictable.
Because we're humans.
It's like in reality TV. It's like you can have a producer produce the talent in the script within an inch of its life, and then they could go in and just not listen to a single thing the producer said, and then be like, and then producers sat there going, okay, this is great TV, but that's not what I said at all. But it's great TV, right? But with an AI, it's like, I get what you mean. Audiences will be like, well, I know that's all been written. I'm bored. Why should I watch anymore?
Exactly. It'll be interesting for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it will be like, whoa. It will be like a huge thing. It'll be like, oh my gosh, look at this AI movie star. This is amazing. And people will be interested. And there will be one that will break out and it will be huge and they'll have all these followers and it will be great for a few years. Yeah. And then I think it will be boring.
Yeah. I mean, you can compare it, I guess, like in our lifetime, you can compare it to something like the discovery of Facebook, like when that was discovered, we were all like, oh my God, this is amazing. Look what it's doing, a social network. We can connect with every human being on the planet so easily now. We can share photos. Now it's basically a giant advertising board.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now we're like, I don't really go on there anymore.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that's kind of what you're saying. So it's like, yeah, I get it. Like the hype will die down, I think.
Yeah. And I also think like the other problem you're going to have is these AI movie stars are going to be typecast, right? So like when you think about a movie star, you think about them as a person and what you love watching them do, right? Miley Cyrus is a perfect example of this, not as a movie star, but as a pop star, right? Miley Cyrus was Disney kid through and through. Yeah. Right. And then Miley went through her Bangerz era.
Of course. Legendary.
And definitely shed the Disney look.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No.
But Disney would never have let that happen if Miley Cyrus was AI.
No.
Right? Because they would have owned the AI character of who Miley Cyrus was.
Yeah.
And they would have kept her in that Disney image because that serves them more. So we would never have had the Miley Cyrus with the Bangerz era, nor would we have had the Miley Cyrus that we know now, who has evolved past the Bangerz era and past the Disney era.
Yeah.
Right? So there's not really going to be growth. And if there is going to be growth, it's going to be manufactured growth, which is not going to be authentic, which people will see a mile off. And some people won't, but most people will, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think people ultimately are interested in humans above everything else.
I mean, I think that's the thing. Like, do you remember the Galaxy advert that came out like 10 years ago or whatever, and it had Audrey Hepburn in it, right?
Yes.
And back in the day, I remember watching that and being like, that's really cool that they've brought her back for that ad. Like, that's amazing. Look at her. And obviously that does raise the question of like, do you think studios and broadcasters will be like, we want to bring back the stars? Like, could you see a film one day with Audrey Hepburn in it? Or Marilyn Monroe.
I actually think that will probably be more lucrative than creating an AI movie star from scratch.
Like a brand new personality.
I actually think that will be more lucrative in the short term then long term, probably not. But I just think, bringing back Elvis, bringing back Marilyn Monroe, if you can get their estates to agree to that because there's all this law already around who those people are, and they've been, put on this pedestal of being these amazing people who we can't access anymore.
Well, and some of us have never had the chance to see them in the flesh,
And we have all these real moments about who they were, and we know they were a real person. It's sort of course, well, why wouldn't you bring that back? They have a built-in fan base.
Yeah.
Like, it makes total sense.
It's a little bit like could you imagine Kurt Cobain coming back? Amy Winehouse? Yeah. People like that.
Exactly. But they were real humans. And I think that's why that will work better. Whereas I don't necessarily see, I just don't necessarily see somebody having mass appeal when they are not real human. I think, yes, niche appeal, definitely. I think there's a world in which we'll have a few, AI movie stars who are, not Zendaya and Tom Holland.
Yeah, not A-list.
But I
at
don't,
the top.
I just feel like in order to really get the love and adoration of so many people, there has to be a human element to it, because ultimately it's just not believable otherwise.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And listen, I might eat my words in a few years' time.
And you could see an AI army of A-list talent.
I might eat my words in a few years' time. And if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. But I just, right now, I feel like I'm holding on to this hope.
You're holding on to humanity.
That people want to know people.
And they want to see people.
Because otherwise it's just, we're all in this world of sameness, and that makes me really sad.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in a world of sameness. I want to see the quirks. I want to see the differences.
I want to see the flaws.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah. Like, that, I think, is the essence of what makes us human. And I think if we're going to go down the route of just removing and stripping back everything and just making them these brand perfect robots, what is the point?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyways, moving on. Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. So AI themed. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who do not know what the Rotten Tomatoes game is, it's basically I tell Rory a title of a film. He then guesses what the critics and audience score is from Rotten Tomatoes. I tell him if he's right, he's wrong. We talk about the film, we move on.
That's and I always get it right.
Always gets it wrong. Although last week he got 2 out of 8.
I did. So
yeah, got a quarter right. Not bad.
On a
Not
roll.
bad.
On a roll.
Exactly. Anyways, so today we have the first film is Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. That's a great film.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
liked
really
that film.
good film.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go for audience score of 78, critically 83.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, critically 92%.
Oh, wow. That's good.
I know, it did well.
Solid, yeah.
Audience,
it's a good film.
Audience score 86%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I undercut both of those.
Massively. Why did you think it was so much lower?
I just thought, not everyone's a massive fan of sci-fi, and it's Alicia Vikander, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's great in it.
I think she's awesome. I'm just saying that I just
real human.
A real human playing a robot. Who would have thought?
I know.
Huh? Yeah.
Soon it will be the other way around.
Yeah, it'll be Tilly playing
a human.
Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, that's meta in Ex Machina.
Yeah. 2.
Can you imagine? That would be that. No, there we go. Somebody go make that.
Thing is, I can imagine. Yeah,
I know, it's really sad.
That's what makes me human.
Anyways, next one, Her.
That's a solid film.
Classic.
One of my all-time favorite films, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. Definitely.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of living through that at the moment with people and ChatGPT.
Yeah, sort of like, I feel like ChatGPT is not far off, because basically the whole premise is he falls in love with a machine.
I mean, ChatGPT, I think people are.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of already at the stage where people have fallen in love with ChatGPT and are living in the delusion.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Of that, which is like quite scary.
Yeah, it's scary when the films we love and watch become a reality.
It's like an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Anyways, Her.
Okay, Her. I'm going to go for an audience score of 89%, critically 95.
Oh my goodness. Rory Nichols. Critically 95%. Ding, ding, ding.
Come on.
We have a winner. Audience score was 82, so not quite right.
What did I say? 89.
89. 89. Next one, 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that is a classic. Audience score 90. Critically 98.
Critically, 90%.
Oh,
I know. You were so close.
I thought, yeah.
Audience score, 89%. You're 1% off.
That 1%.
1%.
1%.
I know. And finally,
Yep.
I mean, it's not quite an AI film. It is an AI film, but not quite. Wall-E.
Wall-E.
I know.
Wall-E. Oh, I love that film.
I know. That film made me fall in love with robots in the most weird way.
Yeah. I'm going to go for audience score of 91%. Critically 95.
Ding, ding, ding. Critically 95%.
Oh, see, what was the audience?
90.
90. Well, I said 91, didn't I?
You've been very close. Well done. So that's 2 out of 8. So you got a quarter right. You are on a roll, Rory.
Bless my soul. Rory's on a roll. Well, on that note, on that win, on that victory, thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate your support. And we put these out every single Thursday over on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify.
Indeed you can. And if you have enjoyed this, please do subscribe, like the video, or leave us a review or a comment. We love to hear from you guys. Anyways, we will see you next week. Have a good one and see you on Thursday.
See you Thursday. Bye.
Bye.